Hello, my name is Donald G. Mills and I am president of Donald G. Mills Professional Church Consulting and the author of Template for the Temple, a pattern for building God's house with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Thank you for the opportunity to share some vital information with you this morning. If you are planning or planning to renovate or add to your existing facilities or build a new facility for your church, this information is for you. The title of our message this morning is Basic Church Building 101 and the Performance of Due Diligence. We will address the 4 basic areas that every church should address prior to planning a building project. The first area that I would like to address with you this morning, are you planning your project to meet current needs or future growth? This information is critical to the success of your project. If you are planning your project based on your current needs, you've already failed. I encourage you to go back a minimum of 3 years, preferably 5 years, and glean the information about the ministry's growth. How has it grown and what percentage has it grown? What age groups have attended? Where is the growth coming from? What has caused the ministry's growth? And incorporate that into your planning process. Because if you've averaged a 10% growth over 5 years, then the ministry should have increased by a capacity of 50%. If that be true, and you look over the previous 5 years, then in 10 years, if you're planning in a 10-year cycle, then your ministry should grow another 100% in another 10 years. So with that information, you plan what the ministry needs are going to be, how much square footage will be required based on the existing growth. That's how you plan your project, based on factual information and accurate data from history. The second point I'd like to make this morning, will your project prevent you from taking care of current ministry that you now support? An example, outreach, the food pantry, benevolence, missions. Let me encourage you as leaders of the body, in the body of Christ, to be very cautious in which ministry, if any ministry, that you have to cancel as a result of planning your building project or your building renovation. It is vital. It is vital. It is important to the very heart of God that we make these considerations carefully and with much prayer. The reason being is that if you don't have a ministry that's functioning according to a plan, those are the only areas that you should be cutting. If your ministries are functioning and the ministries that you have and the missions that you support are taking care of themselves and meet the needs of the people, then those areas should not be cut in order to support any building project. Pastor, leaders, I know that might be a difficult thing for you to understand at this point in time, but you will be blessed as a result of that if you adhere to that principle alone. Thirdly, can you afford to do what you're about to do, and have you calculated the real cost of your project? There are 4 basic areas of construction. Each one carries a cost that can kill your project or bust your projected budget. You don't know how many times I've sat with leaders who are already in a construction project and underway who have failed to calculate the total cost of their project. There are some significant and drastic measures that I've seen that we have had to take in order to support regaining control of the budget during these areas. The first area that I'd like to address under this subtopic is the area of finance. There's always costs associated with finance. Nothing is free. There must be appraisal fees, there are discount points and loan origination fees and construction interest, all which can total up to $56,000 to $100,000 or more. It is critical that you include that as a line item on your budget. The second part of that, this subtopic, should be the municipality. There could be costs associated with your municipality that could blow your project out of the water as well. turning lane, roadways, stoplights, extension of water line services, extension of sewer services, extension of gas services, all are vital and should be calculated and made a line item on your budget. The next piece of that is the site engineering. Site engineering is critical, again, very critical, and this is where the church blow it the most. Over 50% of budget fallacy and shortfall comes as a result of this one area. Failure to calculate the proper cost that's associated with site development. The site engineer produces the site drawings. The site developer develops your site. Both carry a fee. I've seen the site development costs represent 50% of the total building budget once it's totally been calculated. Please, please examine that area with caution and care. Finally, the architectural piece. Interview several architects and deal with people that have a reputation that's well known in the community for producing successful projects. Each area carries its own costs and therefore must be calculated individually. Please consider your budget and these 4 areas prior to building a complete budget. Fourth and finally, and this is a critical area as well, do you have the support of your membership? If not, let's discuss tried and true methods to obtain that support. I have discovered that in this process, that the support of the church is not only key, but it is vital to your success. You must begin to minister now on the needs of your church today and both of tomorrow. We're responsible as parishioners, as members in the body of Christ, to prepare for those who are to come after us, to lead the church of today for our youth of tomorrow. We must understand that it is selfish and unacceptable for those of us to become complacent in what we have right now and not prepare for those for tomorrow. I encourage you to begin to share with your parishioners how vital this process is to the growth of the ministry, the growth of the body of Christ, and how pleasing it would be to the Lord Himself. I thank you for taking this time today. I pray that you have truly gleaned something from this moment and these times, and I encourage you to log on to our website. Go to our website where there are numerous resources for you to help you along in this process. We have Nehemiah newsletters, which will give you points for the month. We have a treasure trove of different tools that's available to you free of charge. And we really encourage you to come and take advantage of the resources that God has truly made available for you. Thank you again, and I look to serving you in the near future.